presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Wisconsin.
It's another beautiful day in Phoenix, Arizona. We welcome you to spring training baseball. We are in the Cactus League today. It's that time again. It's the Brewers at Maryville Baseball Park taking on the San Francisco Giants. And hi, everybody. We welcome you from Maryville. Great to have you with us today. I'm Brian Anderson along with Bill Schroeder. Looking forward to our first telecast together. This is our second telecast of the spring training schedule. And, Rock, we're going to get a look today at Jimmy Nelson. Looking forward to seeing what he brings this year.
You know, the Brewers' starting rotation is pretty well set, barring any unusual circumstance. But Jimmy Nelson, a year ago, probably was the guy that anchored that rotation as best as anybody. He led the pitching staff in just about every major category. And certainly he kind of rose to the top with that big curveball. Remember his first start, he came out with that curveball. He had a lot of confidence. He was able to keep his velocity up, throwing strikes, and certainly deserves an opportunity to be at the top of this starting rotation. So we'll see what Jimmy has to offer here today, and it's going to be interesting spring to watch him.
The big 6'6" right-hander from Alabama, and he's hoping to be an impact pitcher this year. A lot of the regulars are in the lineup today, including Jonathan Lucroy. The fans are filing in. We got the lineups and the first pitch. It's the Giants and the Brew Crew, and it's coming up next on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Ready to get going, Cactus League baseball today, and the Brewers hit the field here at Maryville Baseball Park, spring training home of the Brew Crew. There is Bruce Bochy, one of the best managers in baseball, three-time World Series champion. His batting order today, he's got Angel Pagan leading off, just Pagan's second game. He's the new left fielder for the Giants. Joe Panik, Brandon Belt. Middle of the order is Jared Parker, Grant Green, and Gregor Blanco. And Bochy has Kelby Tomlinson, Andrew Susak, and Connor Gillespie rounding out his Potawatomi Giants batting order. And that is the lineup that will face the big right-hander, Jimmy Nelson. See his year last year, made 30 starts for the Brewers last year, Rock, but his last start was September 17th. It was a mild concussion that knocked him out the rest of the year, but he looks healthy, big and strong, and the Brewers have high expectations for Jimmy.
Yeah, just has to build off of what he was able to accomplish last year. I mean, led the pitching staff in just about every category, innings, wins, things like that. But Jimmy, that concussion knocked him out the last couple of weeks, but certainly would have been able to make all of his starts. Second start for Jimmy down here in Arizona, his second spring training start. He got a no decision in 2 scoreless innings his first time out. Let's check out the Badger Mutual Insurance Brewers defense. You got Alex Presley, Kirk Neuenhuis, and you got Liriano in right. Hill, Villar, Rivera, and Flores from third to first. And Martin Maldonado hanging his signs today for Jimmy Nelson.
Now we'll get a look at Jonathan VR again today, the switch hitting shortstop. He has bounced around quite often in his career, coming to the Brewers from the Astros. And there is a great prospect, as many of you know, who follow the Milwaukee Brewers, and Orlando Arcia. But in the meantime, VR looks like he is going to be the opening day shortstop. Well, we got a nice crowd on hand today at Maryvale. The sun shining brightly, as you can see. It's just a gorgeous day here in Phoenix. And the Giants are here. The Giants spring training home is in Scottsdale. So making the trip over from Scottsdale out west here to Maryvale Baseball Park. And all the pieces in place. That's Tony Randazzo calling the balls and strikes. Jim Joyce, Doug Eddings, and Jim Reynolds are the base umpires. And Jimmy Nelson ready to go. His first offering to Pagan is in there for a strike, and away we go. Good to be back with you, partner. Our first spring training telecast together this year. We have spring training TV for you the next 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Saturday.
Yeah, baseball TV schedule was announced today. So 150 regular season games, 14 spring training games, 10 of which we're going to be doing at Fox Sports Wisconsin. We had done one. Craig and I did one last weekend, and a lot of fun down here in Arizona. High sky, should be interesting.
Now the Brewers started their first 5 games of the spring undefeated. They were 4-0-1. There was a tie in there, and they have actually lost the last 3. Not that wins and losses make a huge difference, but I think for Craig Counsell, the new Brewers skipper, first full spring training for him and first full season for him, I think he wants to try to establish as much of a winning culture as he can right away, and that includes Cactus League baseball.
Well, if you're one of the players, one of these young guys trying to make this ball club, I mean, every opportunity you get is intense. I mean, not so much like it would be for the Giants. I mean, guys that know they're going to make the club, they're just trying to get in shape. Much different scenario for a lot of these Brewers guys in spring training.
That last pitch from Nelson.
Yeah,
and Maldonado always makes them look good when they're on the edges.
Yeah, Jimmy thought it was a strike.
Big 26-year-old right-hander. Played his college ball at Alabama. And just misses there, and the fans are getting a little grumpy early here. The count goes to 3-2 on Pagan.
Fans and play-by-play man, maybe?
No, I'm just reporting what I hear.
Okay.
Putting in my own editorial there, you're thinking, right? Yeah.
It's all right.
And the payoff pitch, Pagan out to VR, and his first chance, easy as it gets. 6-3 put out to get Nelson's day started.
VR, a slick fielding shortstop, got off to a tremendous start with the bat, has cooled off since. Yeah, Brewers have been playing some pretty good defense so far in spring.
Now there is an emphasis on defense, especially infield defense. Certainly Arcia, if and when he arrives, is going to make a huge upgrade in that category. One of the great defenders. Matter of fact, Arcia won the Gold Glove in the minor leagues last year. VR can play the position well. Joe Panik, speaking of excellent infield defense, Giants are the gold standard in Major League Baseball with the talent they have defensively around their infield, and then they get some offense as well.
Yeah, pitching and defense for the Giants, right? I mean, you have good defense. It minimizes the outs for that pitching staff that once again this year, Bruce Bochy excited to have most of his guys back. They did pick up a couple of starters in the offseason. Johnny Cueto and Samardzija.
Panik, a liner into right field. Long run out there. And Liriano able to cut it off. Unable to get the ball to second in time. Joe Panik with a double.
Yeah, that was that Jimmy Nelson curveball. Check it out. Going down, Panik able to drop the head of the bat on. That's a nice approach. He just kind of lifts that heel up, turns the front foot, and rips it down the line for a double. It was that curveball that really made the difference for Jimmy a year ago.
Panik with his 4th hit of the spring. He started 0 for 9, but has hit in his last couple of games. And that'll bring up Brandon Belt. Belt hit by the pitch. Boy, that had to hurt. And he's not taken off to first base just yet.
They get him on a hand.
Now, Belt has had concussion issues in the past. That's Derek Johnson you're looking at, the new Brewers pitching coach. And yeah, right on the wrist.
Yeah.
So much danger in that area for a hitter.
So many little bones that you can mess up, break. Be surprised if he continues here.
Giants have had some injuries to deal with. They went out and signed Denard Span. He's coming back from various injuries last year, most significant of which a hip injury, so he's just getting back. And it looks like he got the clearance from the athletic trainer, so Belt will head to first. That'll be first and second with one out.
You got to be so careful with those wrist injuries. Yeah, he is going to run, but remains to be seen if he's going to be playing much today. Get some ice on that. Get ready for down the road.
And that'll bring up Jarrett Parker now, Giants right fielder. We're talking to a couple of scouts before the game today and talking about how difficult it is to scout in spring training in Arizona. And for example, Jimmy Nelson, a guy that has relied upon a big curveball as of last year. That was a new pitch for him last year. Those are extremely difficult pitches to throw in Phoenix, Arizona, for whatever reason. The bit of altitude, the dry air. So curveballs usually end up near outfield walls or over outfield walls here.
That's what was so surprising on his first start, against the Pirates. That curveball, he broke it out. He really didn't give much consideration to it in spring training because it wasn't that great of a pitch. But yeah, Miller Park, that first start, wow, amazing.
Well, it takes Jimmy Nelson from a guy that probably would have topped out maybe as a number 3 starter. And if he adds that third pitch, because he has a terrific slider and the big power fastball, but if he adds that third pitch and the curveball kind of acted as a change of pace for him. And now you're talking about a guy that has one more step to take and possibly an ace.
Yeah, it's not a matter of coming up with pitches, just being able to get ahead in the count. He throws a 2-seamer, a 4-seamer, and actually throwing that curveball helped his slider last year. Slider much better because of that pitch.
2 balls and a strike on Jarrett Parker. Nelson is an extremely competitive guy, and matter of fact, maybe tipped the scale towards too competitive, if there is such a thing. They tried to get him to back off a little, especially in his between starts days. But there's no question this guy works at it hard. He's got all the tools, all the makeup of a guy that could carry the burden of being at the top of a rotation. Right now, he and Willie Peralta, you figure Matt Garza, are all in that group. Craig Counsell not announcing an opening day starter yet. Like you would imagine, Nelson would be a candidate. Hitters count for Parker. 2 on for the Giants. We're just underway from Maryvale. Count goes full.
Yeah, the Brewers are going to be facing the Giants on opening day on April 4th at Miller Park. You know who they're going to be throwing out there on the mound.
Yeah, they don't have many questions in their lineup, in their rotation. Madison Bumgarner, one of the great pitchers in the game, the talented left-hander, will get their opening day start. He's been in the league 6 years, Bumgarner. He's 26 years of age.
Something, huh?
And quite the postseason pedigree as well.
Yeah.
Up and in, ball 4. Shaky start for Jimmy Nelson. Gives up a double, hits a batter, and now a walk, and the bases are loaded up with 1 away.
Yeah, missing up in the strike zone. It's one thing to miss. If you're going to miss, you miss down, but everything seems to be high that he's missing with. At least it was to Parker. Sometimes you get a little bit too geared up out there. You talk about his intensity. He always seems to have his game face on, even when he's not pitching. Sometimes you just got to turn it off from once in a while.
Well, he is in a spot of bother early. Bases loaded. 1 out. Grant Green is the batter. He was a late add to the lineup. Giants originally had Kyle Blanks, former Padre, but he was a late scratch, and Green gets the designated hitter spot today. Very little time in the big leagues last year. He has driven in 5 runs in the spring this season, and Jimmy gets ahead of him 0-2.
Really trying to establish that inside corner today. Certainly working on that pitch.
I think that's what makes it so difficult to scout. Right back to that conversation. You don't know what guys are working on. Some edicts coming from the manager or the pitching coach. In certain counts, you're going to use this pitch. Fastball takes the bat out of his hands into the seats.
Yeah, the other day Taylor Youngman seemed to like he was struggling quite a bit, but in interviewing after his appearance, he said he was throwing a lot of changeups. I mean, he's throwing changeups in situations where he ordinarily would not. He's just trying to get a feel for the pitch.
Well, I would imagine for a player, that's when you kind of know you're safe, at least for an opening day roster, when you're getting those kind of instructions. You know, don't worry about the results. Let's work on this, or this. Well, right to second, got a chance to turn it here, and no chance. Slow moving ground ball. Rivera made a beautiful play to get it to the bag. A run will score. And Green will get the RBI on the fielder's choice. Putout goes 4-6, eliminating Parker.
These two guys up the middle can cover a lot of ground. That was a good pitch by Jimmy. Green able to get a piece of it, not hit hard enough for the double play. Yadiel Rivera can play anywhere in the infield, and he looks good doing it.
Getting the call at second base today, Yadiel. Scooter Gennett is still out with a shoulder injury, but had an MRI on that shoulder. Came back clean, so he's been cleared to hit, and he took ground balls today. Did some light throwing, so Gennett, the incumbent at second base, but Rivera is giving him quite a push. So 2 outs, and here is Gregor Blanco. Blanco, the Giants' 4th outfielder. They went out and signed Denard Span. That moved Pagan to left. And they have Hunter Pence, of course, in right field. Pence is yet to play in the spring. Has an Achilles injury. They're hoping he'll come back tomorrow. The plan is that he'll return tomorrow against the Mariners. The Giants are headed back to Scottsdale, so he'll play in his home ballpark.
Yeah, talk about a difference maker, right? In the lineup, Hunter Pence for the Giants. Just a different team when he's in the lineup.
And the record shows as much. 1 ball, 1 strike on Blanco. Lays off a good curveball. Well, it's an even year, so the Giants feel like this is a World Series year for them, right?
Yep, absolutely. Getting ready for it.
Winners in 10, 12, and 14. And the Brewers are going to see him right away. Opening series of the year at Miller Park, starting April 4th.
How often do you think the Giants hear about that?
It's not a bad thing to hear about, right?
Yeah, right. No kidding.
All the Giants personnel we know, our buddies, you know, Kruko and Kuiper and Dave Fleming and John Miller, they proudly wear their giant rings everywhere. Look like brass knuckles.
Yeah, you don't want to fist pump with those guys. They cut you. Those rings are big too, aren't they?
I guess the first year, the story goes, the Giants had the understated rings, and then I think it was Buster Posey who said, next time around, I want the big ones. I want the ones that cover 2 knuckles.
That's the one like Glenn Casper has with the Marlins.
Jimmy with a 2-2 count, and Blanco just foul. Yikes, that was close. Would have been a run for sure, maybe 2. Instead, the count remains at 2-2.
Those Giants give you a tough at bat. I mean, you know, in the regular season, don't have a lot of guys who are going to punch out a lot. Look at this pitch. Not a bad pitch, and Blanco just Slices it, almost catches a foul line.
There's a number of clubs around the big leagues he could be a starting outfielder for, but a very good fourth outfielder for the Giants. And certainly the Giants have dealt with their fair share of injuries, especially Hunter Pence last year. So Blanco knows, at least in the past, he's going to get a lot of playing time. Denard Span has dealt with a ton of injuries in his career, so that's a bit of a risk for the Giants.
But you have Blanco, right?
Right.
I mean, he's your backup, your safety valve.
A lot of pitches for Nelson in this first inning. 27 already. I know they were hoping to get maybe 3 innings out of him, but that's not going to happen today. Not with this kind of first inning.
That first outing, about 35 pitches, maybe get to 45 today.
See the new pitching coach already on the walkie-talkie down to the bullpen. And there is activity down there. And Blanco spoils another one. This is always worst case scenario for a pitcher in any setting, but especially a spring training setting, when you're not quite ramped up enough. You're just starting to get stretched out a little bit.
That's why you get the guys from the minor leagues. You come over just in case your starter is not able to go too deep.
That's Mitch Lamson already warming up. And another foul. Even in the middle of a season, a 30-pitch first inning is taxing.
Yeah.
Second, third start of the spring. They won't go too much longer with this.
Yeah, you don't want your starter out there for 30, 35 pitches for sure, and Jimmy is quickly approaching that.
Full count. Giants have him at the corners. And he missed. Ball 4. Blanco draws a hard-earned walk. The bases are loaded. And decision time here for Craig Counsell. The new pitching coach on his way out, DJ Darren Johnson, coming to the Brewers from the Cubs organization. Was their minor league pitching coordinator.
Good teacher of young pitchers. He spent a lot of time in the minor leagues with the Cubs, and not that the Brewers starting rotation is all that young, bullpen for that matter either, but there are a lot of guys that they're going to be looking at in spring training and trying to get a sense for what they can do. There's Lamson. Brewers brought 2 left-handers and a right-hander over from the minor league side to help out today.
Yeah, you see a guy sporting a number in the 90s. Those are what they call the JICs. JIC, the just-in-case players. And we're in the first inning in a JIC situation here, partner. That goes for all of us, actually. First ball swinging, Tomlinson, and Rivera with a strong arm makes a play. And a nice little visit from Derek Johnson. 1 pitch later gets out of the inning. Giants score 1. Brewers are coming back. skipper of the Brewers. Just watched a nice, quick top of the first inning. Now the Brewers are coming up. Greg Counsell enjoying his first spring as the skipper. A lot of hope, a lot of enthusiasm in camp this year. Here's his batting order today. He's got Villar, Flores, and Lucroy at the top. Jonathan will be the designated hitter. Aaron Hill, Kirk Neuenhuis, Reimer Liriano in the middle, and then Presley Maldonado and Yadiel Rivera. Still using the designated hitter, even though we're in a National League park. Giants have Chris Stratton on the mound. He's one of their top minor league pitchers, but a very difficult rotation to break into.
Yeah, split time between Richmond and Sacramento, AA and AAA's. Second appearance this spring. He pitched against the Indians. 2 scoreless innings, gave up 4 hits. A good sinker baller, sinker slider predominantly for Chris Stratton.
Stratton is plugging the vacated spot in the rotation of Matt Cain, who had a cyst removed on his right elbow, his throwing elbow, so he has not pitched yet. Giants aren't concerned, but that spot is open. But it's probably a spot that's going to belong to Chris Heston, who threw a no-hitter for the Giants last year. Jonathan Villar. Switch hitting shortstop, a slap hitter.
He's got a couple of home runs, but everybody's a home run hitter here in spring training.
Is there 2 strikes?
Villar's had 11 at-bats in the spring thus far. Craig Counsell has been pretty diligent and disciplined in the early part of spring training, and we're getting into week number 2 here of games. But typically you play a day or you play 2 days, you get one off. Villar hits that one sharply, but right at the Giants shortstop Tomlinson. High throw, but Belt kept his toe on the bag and one away. Ryan Braun is on that list as well. Braun has not played, but he is okay. We've seen a lot of him. He's been taking full batting practice, doing all of his outfield drills, and basically just saying he's going to take his time, be patient, coming back from the back surgery last year, and says his thumb feels great, the back feels good, but we probably won't see him in a game until sometime around the 15th, middle of the month.
Yeah, 3rd week in March. Greg Counsell was talking about that may change, but all things are looking good for Brawny.
Ramon Flores gets a call at first base today for the Brewers. An outfielder by trade. But the Brewers are looking for a left-handed option at first base. Chris Carter will be the typical starting first baseman for the Brew Crew. One of the few free agents that the Brewers went out and signed.
Shane Peterson has made a start over there this spring. He's trying to get a look. One of the biggest battles for this Brewers roster is going to be coming in the utility roles, the guys on the bench.
And Flores fits that bill. He's not a middle infielder, but he can play all 3 outfield spots. And now working in first base. Came to the Brewers in a trade with the Mariners. Tomlinson again. Nice play. 2 outs.
Guys can pick it. These San Francisco Giants, I mean, very good defensively, and usually it's Brandon Crawford out there at shortstop, and there is nobody better than he is as far as being consistent out there at shortstop. Tomlinson able to get down, get the eyes leveled down to get that hop and make a nice throw to first base.
Kelby Tomlinson. And he's gotten the first 2 of the game for the Giants defensively. Here's Lucroy now. Jonathan Lucroy, the designated hitter today. Going along nicely this spring. Lucroy with a couple of doubles so far. Set a major league record 2 years ago for doubles by a catcher. And then a down season last year. Just 7 homers, 43 runs batted in. A fractured toe early and a concussion late. And a year that Lucroy would just as soon forget.
Yeah, so let's not mention it to him. He's getting some consistent at-bats, you know, catching, designated hitter every other day is his routine right now.
Lucroy is 4 for 11 at the plate this spring. This is his 5th game. Got a nice catch up there. Well done. Lucroy with a couple of doubles. And he's driven in a pair. Chris Stratton delivers a 1-2. Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big right-hander. He was the SEC Pitcher of the Year 2012. He was the Giants' first-round draft pick out of Mississippi State. Making a second start for the big league club. Wow, big curveball. Just missed. And Lucroy draws the walk. Got behind early. The ever-patient Lucroy is aboard. And that'll send Stratton into the stretch.
It just looked like he was trying to overthrow a little bit. Stratton, a good-sized kid, 6'3", 185 pounds, born in 1990. That's getting more common these days, you know, 1990.
Yeah, it doesn't sting as much when you see that, right?
A couple years ago, wow.
So just as your major league career was ending, these players were born.
Yep. 1990, my last year, yeah.
And it doesn't really apply that they get younger and younger every year. They're the same. We're the ones who are aging the wrong way.
A little long in the tooth.
We got to work ourselves into shape too. You know, we're like old school players, you and I. We're taking spring training to work physically to work ourselves back into shape.
Yeah, spent a lot of time putting on that winter coat.
Time to pare it down.
Yeah.
Aaron Hill out to right. And Parker's got it with the glasses on, and that'll do it. So the young right-hander, Chris Stratton, he's trying to impress for the Giants this spring. He's got a scoreless inning. It's a beautiful day in Maryvale, isn't it, Rock?
After what we were just talking about, right? Okay.
Kids are out. Good crowd on hand today. A lot of Giants fans coming over from Scottsdale. The sombreros are in play. Sombrero is a very sun-smart choice for this time of year, by the way. A big sponsor weekend for the Brewers. They've got a ton of folks here from Milwaukee. The sights and sounds and the smells of Maryvale Baseball Park. Love it. Great time of year. Fun time of year.
Got the big sponsor party tonight. Looking forward to that.
It's always an exciting time when you're on top of your game with all the ceremonies that you're going to MC tonight.
Yeah.
See if Jimmy Nelson can bounce back, have a good inning here. He only gave up the 1 run. Hit a batter, he walked 2, and gave up a double. And a ton of pitches. 31 pitches in that first inning for Jimmy Nelson. Susac skies one. It is a high sky, no clouds. These are all difficult. Neuenhuis makes a play with ease for the first out.
Yeah, don't take your eye off the fly ball or pop up today. Even with the sunglasses, no clouds. You can catch fly balls and pop ups down here. You catch them anywhere. I remember when Ryan Braun made the transition from third base to outfield. His first outfield work came down here in Arizona. Had a tough time of it, but he said it was a lot easier at Miller Park.
Yeah, left field here in this ballpark this time of year is what they call the FOD, the field of death, as the sun sets. And today that's Alex Presley duty out there staring into that sun. See his shadow right behind him. That tells you where the sun is. And any fly ball heading out there can be a challenge. The 9th place hitter, Connor Gillespie, returning to the Giants and in the lineup at first base, or rather third base today. Also talking about him as a first baseman a little bit. Giants brought 7 batters to the plate of the first. Nelson retiring his first batter here in the second. Yeah, good pitch right off the end of the bat. How do you like the new spring training gear this year, Rock?
Yep, new pants that they're going to be wearing in the regular season.
No more piping on the pants?
No more piping. The stripe down the side. Nope, that's gone.
See, only an analyst who's been here every single day scouting this team would know something like that.
Get here about 8, leave about 6.
Yep.
Yep, they're going to be wearing those new baseball pants with every one of their jersey combinations except for the pinstripe. That wouldn't look right.
Yeah, you can't have a pinstripe upper and a no stripe lower.
Right.
On the ground, Flores, that is foul.
But I like the spring training jerseys.
Bringing back the ball and glove logo and kind of a new variation of that. Don't normally see the now that's the official spring training outfit. But for the players, the ball and glove returns.
Ball and glove on one sleeve. Then they have the cool Arizona. It's kind of like the Route 66 sign.
Oh, yeah.
On the other sleeve.
Got it.
And they have it on the hat.
Oh, you're really bringing some expert fashion analysis as Nelson rings the bell on Gillespie. A strikeout, his first. 2 away in the second inning.
And Maldonado setting up outer half, and Jimmy able to catch the inside corner. Not where it was supposed to be, but it was effective.
I'll tell you, Jimmy's got a big arm. You can tell. We don't have a radar gun for our spring training telecast, but that's humming in there in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
You can just see by the way Maldonado caught it.
And you don't have to be on the corners when you're throwing that hard.
That's our gun right there. Did that say 97? A strike to Pagan.
Hey, Jimmy, probably cruising speed for Jimmy's between 93, 95, 96 probably. He can reach back and give you a little extra. And the thing about Jimmy, I mean, he's so strong. He's in such good shape. I mean, he was able to maintain that velocity, not just throughout each of his innings and his starts, but, you know, throughout the summer.
Pagan grounded out his first time up. Batting with 2 away. And out in front of that one in the air. Tough sun field. Presley gives way to Neuenhuis. Says thank you, center fielder. Much easier play for the center fielder. And Jimmy Nelson, nice little bounce back. 3 up and 3 down with a strikeout. The Brewers are coming up.
At the bottom of the second inning here at Maryvale, and Brewers group ticket packages are on sale now, starting at just $5 per ticket with a variety of options to choose from. You can plan a custom tailgate, reserve a block of seats, or even rent out an exclusive area party suite. Learn more at brewers.com/groups.
Well done, Rock. Here we go to the second inning. Brewers are up. Neuenhuis will lead off. And Stratton deals him strike one. Kurt Neuenhuis, former Met. Big left-handed hitting center fielder.
I didn't realize he was so tall. He's big.
Yeah, I had the same impression when I first saw him this year. Once hit 3 home runs in a single game. That was against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And then for a long time, that's all he hit. Good player, though. Solid defender. Brewers have a terrific young prospect in center field. His name's Brett Phillips. Maverick Phillips. You've probably seen a lot of Brett. He's the kid with the laugh. And he's been out with an oblique injury. He's supposed to be getting back to it pretty soon here. Hopefully we'll see him next week, maybe. I know they want to try to get him a little bit of time on the big league field, but he is a guy to keep an eye on in the minor leagues. He and Arcia, the 2 top position player prospects. But in the meantime, Neuenhuis has a chance to play every day, and a swing and a miss. Good breaking ball from Stratton.
Yeah, slider under the bat. Left-handed hitters usually like that pitch down and in, but that was a nice sharp breaking pitch from Stratton. There it is, right straight down, and that's a good 2-strike curveball. Haven't thrown too many of those.
Kind of debunks the myth that it's hard to throw a curveball in Arizona. That's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, that was a dandy.
Another newcomer to the Brewers, Reimer Liriano. It's a guy the Brewers claimed from the Padres. Took him off their roster. At one point, say 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago even, he was one of the great young prospects in all of baseball. And had Tommy John surgery. At one point, he had the strongest throwing arm among outfielders in all of minor league baseball.
Yeah, Tommy John will have an effect on that.
Yeah, he still throws it okay, but it's not the Raul Mondesi type throwing arm or the Yasiel Puig type throwing arm. But at one point, that was him, and the surgery and some injuries set him back. He was in AAA last year with the Padres. Matter of fact, he was with the Brewers' new bench coach, Pat Murphy, who managed that team before he ended up as the Padres skipper. Swings and misses. The ball is free, and Liriano is on his way, and he'll make it So a strikeout, but a base runner.
Another good curveball in the dirt once again. Susak didn't do a very good job keeping it close. Tried to backhand it all the way to the screen, so Liriano able to reach. Yeah, Liriano played in had 109 at bats for the Padres back in 2014. There's that curveball. Tried to pick it without getting in front of it, and more times than not on a curveball, it's going to cost you.
So a base runner on the wild pitch. Alex Presley at the plate. In there for a strike. Another guy from the Houston Astros that new general manager David Stearns has been able to find a spot for in the spring training roster. Presley's been swinging it well. You might remember him from the Pirates. And he kind of got squeezed out with all the great outfield talent with the Pirates. Starting with Andrew McCutchen, of course. Yesterday, Presley, he's not a big guy, but he can hit him a long way. And he launched one, a 3-run homer yesterday out of Camelback Ranch against the Chicago White Sox. He's been impressive this spring.
Yeah, packs a pretty good punch.
Runner goes, pitch in the dirt, and the throw gets away. And Liriano's on his way to third base. So that'll be a throwing error. E2.
Stolen base, E2, and without the benefit of a base hit, the Brewers have an opportunity to score. So Susak not able to block the strike 3 pitch. Short hops one, a good throw, and Liriano's going to be out easily. That was a tough pick for the shortstop over there, Tomlinson. Now a ground ball, fly ball ties it up.
Giants scored in the first inning on an RBI fielder's choice from Grant Green. Presley has a chance to even things up. Alex Presley had a couple of homers this spring.
Pirates, Twins, Houston Astros.
No room in the outfield spots for the Pirates. Presley was on his way out. Well, Liriano stays put, and Presley is out. Liriano was just a little bit in between. Ed Cedar, the third base coach, talking it through with him. Not sure if that was one of those ground balls where you go on contact and try to score.
It might have been a good decision not to go, because I think Belt had his eyes set on going home. He would have been out. So if you're not sure, stay put. You don't get a good jump, don't try and score.
Belt is an excellent defensive first baseman. So it'll leave it up to Maldonado, the Brewer backup catcher. 2 outs, runner at third. Stratton's got that curveball dialed in.
Hey, pitcher goes out there. What's working better, the slider, the curveball? Obviously, the Stratton curveball is the pitch for him today.
Maldonado, trustworthy backup. Every year the Brewers get calls on Maldonado from other organizations. Brewers are very comfortable with their catching situation now. There are a lot of jobs up for grabs on this roster, but the catching position is in place with Lucroy and Maldonado. Little half swing. Tomlinson all the way across to get Maldonado, and Chris Stratton has a couple of zeros on the board for the Giants. 1-0 San Francisco. Giants are coming up. Beautiful day in Phoenix. Sombrero. Very smart. 1-0 Giants. And a reminder that this weekend NASCAR is here. NASCAR is in Phoenix all weekend. The Xfinity Series Racing. That's 1 Central. And it's on Fox Sunday. Kevin Harvick, he looks to defend his title from last year. So Saturday at 1 Central on Fox. Streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Saturday and Sunday, you can catch it all. Great time of year to be in the Valley of the Sun with spring training baseball and a little NASCAR. Here we go to the 3rd inning from Maryvale Baseball Park, spring training home of the Brewers. And Jimmy Nelson, after a nice quick 2nd inning, back out there for a 3rd. Jimmy had a 31 pitch 1st inning. Took him just 11 to get through the 2nd, and he opens up with strike 1 on Joe Panik, who has the only hit thus far. Had a double in that 1st inning and scored the lone run of the game. Hit hard, slicing into the gap. Nieuwenhuis cuts it off. Great play out there by Nieuwenhuis, and he will hold Panik to a single.
Playing deep, able to angle over nicely to be able to cut it off and hold Panik to a single. Keeps the double play alive. Brewers has some very athletic players that are out there in center field. I think that there's 9 players up for that center field job. And every time they get an opportunity to play, they are very focused. It's a nice angle for Nieuwenhuis, and Panik has to stay at first base.
Great play there. Those are so important, plays like that. Limiting bases. Keeps a double play opportunity alive for Nelson. Brandon Belt showed bunt there. Belt was hit by a pitch first time up, took one right on the wrist. And you wonder if that's influencing his decision here to drop a bunt down. Belt does get hit a lot. He stands right on top of the plate. Those hands are actually in the strike zone. He bunts through it. Ball and a strike. Don't see a lot of bunting in spring training from non-pitchers. We're kind of in the time of the spring, though, where pitchers aren't even hitting yet. National League managers are mostly voting to use the designated hitter this early. You don't really want your pitcher at the plate until you get into their 3rd, 4th start. They're not typically going to be around anyway for their at-bat. So both of these National League managers agree to use the DH.
And no sense risking injury to your pitchers for getting a couple of at-bats early in spring. He starts swinging a little bit. Maybe last couple of starts.
Trying to build their confidence up in 60-mile-an-hour Coach BP on the backfields for pitchers.
Yeah. Yep.
They do hit every day.
Don't want them hurting themselves on the bases. Plus, you get an opportunity to give one of your position players some extra at-bats.
And Nelson misses badly inside. Belt draws the walk. You can tell Jimmy is really focusing on the inside corner, and missed badly, and he's hit his pitch limit. I'm sure they had him around 50, so he's sitting at 49, and that's going to do it for Jimmy Nelson today. Not a bad outing. A little rough on the scorecard, but through all of his pitches, got to work on some things and able to stretch it out. We'll set up the new pitcher when we continue.
For a beautiful look that's
in the top of the third. Spring training baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And the Brewers make a pitching change. Jimmy Nelson is out. Mitch Lamson, 25-year-old left-hander, in to pitch.
They say his numbers a year ago, 40 games and 3-2 record, a pretty good earned run average. Big, tall left-hander, a 2.35 ERA, 52 punch-outs, and just a little over 57 innings of work. Got him from the Atlanta Braves, a Rule 5 selection back in December.
First batter he faces is Jared Parker, who walked his last time up. The Giants scored a run in the first inning. Jimmy Nelson bounced back with a quick second inning, 3 up and 3 down, and faces 2 batters here in the third. Nobody out after a single and a walk. Jared Parker. He hit a long home run 2 days ago against Cincinnati. I happened to be watching the game at that point, and you could tell this guy's got some pop. Lamson played his college ball right here in the Valley. Arizona State University product. On the ground, Flores to second, out there. And the Brewers get the lead out at second.
Nice job by VR keeping that foot on the bag. Umpires are going to be very, very cognizant of where the foot is on the bag these days. There's none of that in the neighborhood out call anymore in baseball. So VR making sure that he had the toe in the bag on that high throw.
And you got to remember, Ramon Flores is an outfielder. This is the first time he has played first base, and he spent a good part of batting practice earlier today, the session defensively, with Carlos Subero, one of the Brewers coaches, working on his skills at first base, picking the baseball, where to be on cutoffs and relays, and it's been a process for him at first.
Yeah, short hopping throws to him in foul territory during batting practice. And you don't have to make too many really quick throws in the outfield. You have a little bit more time to get rid of it, and that's why it might have been a little bit off the mark.
A wave and a miss and an off-speed pitch. Greg Green out in front.
But a guy that doesn't play a whole lot of first base, I mean, you got to admire the fact that he grabbed it and threw his second right away. A lot of guys take it and they just run over to first base as, you know, for fear of making a bad throw. But got the out. A nice breaking ball from Lamson.
Well, he's got Green out ahead of it twice. 1 and 2 the count. That was an interesting conversation that we had with Craig Counsell the other day about playing the position of first base. There's another one. He struck him out. Stick with it. Good call. So Green is gone. First strikeout for Lamson. And gone with the off speed.
Maldonado setting up down the middle. Nice changeup. A little bit of screwball action on it.
Puttering in about 70 miles an hour. 2 gone. I like what Counsell said, though, about first base. You know, and I think it applies mostly to Chris Carter, who's kind of been typecast as a hitter, home run hitter, and then can play first base when you need him. But there's been not a whole lot of attention paid to the defensive side of it, and that's not the case this spring for guys like Chris Carter and Ramon Flores and Will Middlebrooks. They're trying out a lot of guys over at first. Shane Peterson. But Counsell's opinion on first base is it is a position that has long been forgotten on the defensive mindset of a coaching staff, and that's not going to be the case this year. They're spending a lot of time trying to hone the skills over there.
Not sure why, right? I mean, how many errors can your first baseman save your infield? A ton. But again, you have to be able to hit if you're playing first base.
Right.
I mean, that's the main thing. The guys can hit and help your defense in the infield. Grabbing errant throws. You know, Carter's going to be able. He's going to have a good wingspan. He's a tall man.
Gregor Blanco rolls over one. Yadiel Rivera's got it, and well done. Mitch Lamson comes in, quiets it down, gets a chance on the big league field, and made an impact. Brewers coming up, bottom third.
At Maryvale, Giants up 1-0, and join the club as a season seat holder and experience Brewers baseball like never before with access to one-of-a-kind experiences such as on-field batting practice, a trip down Bernie's slide, autograph sessions, and more. Visit Brewers.com/ticket plans for details.
Have you ever been down Bernie's slide?
I have not. I went up the. You know the answer to that. I appreciate you asking. I've been up the steps, the ladder to get up there, and chickened out.
The walk of shame.
Have you been up? Have you been down the slide?
Oh, plenty.
Sure.
All the time.
Of course.
Yadiel Rivera leads off for the Brew Crew.
I appreciate you asking.
Yeah, well, just got to make sure if anything changed this offseason. I don't know if you'd spend any time at Miller Park.
I did, but I didn't go down the slide.
Rivera a bit late, fouls it off. Chris Stratton pitching well for the Giants. One of their top prospect pitchers, along with Tyler Beede. A couple of guys that are going to start the year in AAA. Tell you that Brewers AAA rotation is shaping up to be one of the best.
Yeah.
Wow.
The whole team should be pretty good.
Yeah, I got maybe Lopez and Hader and Hauser. And Brewers are very encouraged by their prospects. And I can tell you, in my time here, this is my 10th year, I don't know if there's been the kind of buzz about talent, young talent, minor league talent, since I've been here. As Rivera grounds one out to Tomlinson. He's been busy today. That is the 4th assist already for Tomlinson.
Yeah, with all the trades that the Brewers pulled off, not just in the regular season last year, but in the offseason, 16 young players added to the mix in the minor leagues, and some of them are going to end up here with the Brewers. A lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm in this Brewers camp. A lot of guys feel as though they have a chance to make the ball club.
Top of the order, VR. He shows bunt, bunts right through it.
Talked to Ryan Braun about that the other day. He's excited about the guys that are here.
Yeah, that was one of the guys that were most interesting to talk to. Guys like Matt Garza and Lucroy and Braun seem energized by the young players. And I thought Ryan made a good point. You know, something, we don't know the personalities of a lot of these guys. We're just kind of getting to know them. But he goes, you know, they're all good kids. And it makes you want to help them. And it brings, they're listening. There's a lot of really lively conversations, a lot of questions being asked. And I think as a veteran player, I don't know if you were ever in this position or not, but I think it's kind of in us, our human nature side of things, that you want to try to give back and help out. And it's nice when you have younger players coming and asking you the right kind of questions. Tough play here. And in the dirt, scooped nicely by Belt. Tomlinson's got another out. VR.
He's been all over the place. He's got a good throwing arm. But you're right. I mean, you know, a lot of times a young player will come up and think that he kind of knows everything, doesn't need to be told much. But you can evaluate that, and you let a guy, you know, sink or swim on his own, you know, with that kind of an attitude. But when you talk to Ryan and, you know, guys like Jonathan Lucroy, there aren't guys like that in this camp. I mean, they're very willing to learn, not from just the coaching staff, but from the veteran players that are here.
Ramon Flores takes a ball. Well, it seems to me, and you've seen both eras, but there was the day, and it was a long standing tradition where a lot of veteran players, you had, you know, the rookies and the young guys, they had to kind of earn their way to some of those answers and some of the pulling back of the curtain on how to be a big leaguer. It seems much more open-ended now. Young players aren't intimidated coming to the big leagues. They may be intimidated by the setting, but it seems to me that players nowadays try to make it as comfortable as they can on them, and that's a drastic difference from even 15 years ago.
Right. Yeah. It was tough, you know, coming up when, you know, maybe it was you and another guy coming up to a veteran ball club. I mean, back with the, you know, those early 80s teams with the Brewers. I mean, you come up there and you have four future Hall of Famers in the clubhouse. You know, you had Molitor, you had Don Sutton, you know, Raleigh Fingers was in there. And, you know, you just wanted to stay back and not be noticed, so nobody said anything to you, really. But you know, this camp right here with the Brewers, I mean, there are a lot of guys in the same boat, young players, that I think it makes them feel a lot more comfortable, easier for them to fit in.
Well, Chris Stratton is certainly impressing today. Probably slated for AAA, but he's got 3 scoreless innings in a big league game in the Cactus League.
Bit. It's something that I'm looking forward to, and there's just a lot of good energy in there, and, you know, just that youthful exuberance. A lot of guys that are excited about their first opportunity to make a major league team, and there's a lot of opportunity for guys to earn playing time and to make the team. So a lot of things to look forward to, and for me, it's a role that I'm excited about and looking forward to.
The thoughts of Ryan Braun, and as we were saying, Ryan's not playing just yet. He'll be in there maybe next week, but certainly been a part of all of the activities, and that's good to hear from Ryan Braun, accepting that leadership role. There you see Blaine Boyer, a guy that has bounced around quite a bit, most recently with the Twins last year.
Yep, third appearance for Boyer down here in spring training. You see his numbers a year ago. A veteran guy that, as you mentioned, has been around a while, and a non-roster invite to Brewers spring training this year.
Boyer now 34 years of age. And Tomlinson fouls it away. Very busy shortstop at the plate to lead off. It's 1-0. The Giants scored in the first inning on a fielder's choice RBI off the bat of Grant Green. Giants had a walk, a hit batter, and a double in that inning. Jimmy Nelson started. He went 2+, 2 innings plus 2 batters. Gave up 2 hits, allowed 1 earned run in that first inning, and then 1 strikeout as well for Jimmy Nelson. Had 3 walks and a hit batter. Mitch Lamson came in, got out of the last inning, so pencil him in for a scoreless frame up from minor league camp. And now Blaine Boyer gets inning number 4 here for the Brewers. On the ground, right to VR. Room service hop. Out number 1. We'll have Brewers baseball on television tomorrow and Saturday for you. 3 straight days of Brewers TV. Our sponsor weekend here in Arizona. A lot of the principal sponsors coming over on a plane with the Brewers front office. A lot of our sponsors from Fox Sports Wisconsin. It's a great time. What a party. They do a great job, the Brewers, putting on an event.
Nice party tonight, and Saturday the big picnic at the ballpark. The players are invited to get to meet some of the sponsors. It's always a good time. Not a good time to be trying to lose weight, partner.
Well, after this weekend, there's a shot foul off the bat of Susak. I'll push the count to 0-2. So tomorrow, the Brewers will take on the Rangers. So I'll get to see Texas tomorrow here at Maryvale. And then Saturday, our television game is Brewers Rockies. And those are 2 o'clock airtime back in the Central Time Zone in Wisconsin. Be ready for the ricochet.
I was hoping Gallardo would be pitching tomorrow for Texas. He's not.
Who's pitching for the Rangers tomorrow, Rock?
Nick Tepesh.
Okay. Against the former Ranger Matt Garza.
Yeah.
0-2 pitch. A little bit low. 1-2 on Susak. So yeah, you get Garza tomorrow, and then Taylor Youngman will get the ball in our televised game on Saturday. Chase Anderson will pitch Sunday, the former Diamondback, part of that Segura trade. Rotation right now looks like Peralta, Nelson, Garza, Youngman, and Anderson in that order. And if it kind of stays that way and no injuries and everybody goes along as they should, that'll probably be how they line up, which means Peralta is lined up to pitch opening day. Council's not ready to commit on an opening day starter yet. And the Brewers are going to face these same Giants opening day. That's what the rotation looks like. And put right now Peralta in the 1 spot, Garza number 3, Jimmy Nelson in the 2 spot, but it could all change. We're just sitting here on the 10th of March. That's how they have them lined up. And a strike called. Burn the edge. Susak is out.
And Boyer able to catch that outside corner. He thought a couple of pitches before that he had Susak struck out. There's a nice slider. Had him fooled right on the outside corner and got his man looking. That looks like a good rotation. And, you know, Matt Garza is coming to camp with a new intensity. He wants to atone for his season a year ago. He says he's not that kind of guy. He's better than that. And he's concerned about his reputation in baseball.
Yeah.
And he said as much. And
yeah, that's his quote. He was wanting to get his standing back in the game, which that was That was a great thing to hear from a guy who's recognizing where he is in his career. The Brewers need him desperately. They need Garza to be an elite pitcher.
Garza and Willie need to step it up and be healthy all season.
Little pop-up, tough play. VR back, he's calling, and he's got it. So a nice clean inning for Blaine Boyer. 3 up and 3 down with a strikeout. The Brewers are coming to bat. Jonathan Lucroy will lead off. Out on the grass berm above the outfield wall. Get some good rolling down that hill at times. Plenty of sunshine today in Phoenix. Temperature going to be soaring near 90 miles an hour. 90 degrees, I should say. That's a fast temperature. Got a new pitcher for the Giants. That is Chase Johnson. Step into the deep analysis of Bill Schroeder. Well, Chase Johnson, what do you have?
Just so happens to have some stuff on him. Out of Fallbrook, California, 6'3", 195 pounds. Born in 1992, B.A. Spent the year last year in the minor leagues. 3 levels of the Giants organization. San Jose, Pensacola, and Richmond.
And he's facing Jonathan Lucroy to start the 4th inning. Giants lead 1-0. They scored in the 1st inning. Jimmy Nelson 2+, gave up that 1 earned run. The Giants starter, Chris Stratton, was impressive. Only 1 blemish on his line. He walked Lucroy in the 1st inning. He did have a base runner in the 2nd, but that was on a wild pitch on a swinging strike 3 from Liriano.
What a good curveball today.
Mostly ground balls and strikeouts for the former 1st rounder from Mississippi State. There's a big bouncing ball. Melt's got it. And he hits his man covering the bag for the 1st out. Sometimes you can lose ground balls in the sun, and that was a candidate for one.
Yeah, no kidding. Right in front of home plate. Shot up into the air. Nice play by Belt. And take his eye off of it. There's his numbers. 3 different teams in the minor league organization for the Giants. 23 games at 282 earned run average. You can see that record at 9-4. Yeah, more strikeouts than innings pitched for Chase Johnson.
Here's Aaron Hill. Speaking of guys in a mentor role this year, one that Hill is embracing. Beats one into the ground. Tomlinson again. 2 outs. Well, a lot of ground ball outs.
Yeah, at least the Brewers aren't going to have to try and get Aaron Hill out this year. His numbers against the Brewers in his career are incredible.
Including hitting for the cycle a few years back. The year he hit for the cycle twice in 11 days. One of the more amazing feats in the history of baseball. Never been done. 2 quick outs. By the way, that's the 6th 6-3 putout today. There have been 13 outs recorded in this game. 6 of them have gone 6-3. Ground ball to the shortstop. Kurt Neuenhuis, a strikeout victim in the second inning. Got to be careful on the spell check. You know how you're always kind of fighting with the spell check on your phone?
Right.
Because when you do Neuenhuis, if you're not quite on it, it auto-corrects it to nice hips. So you can't send that out to just anybody.
Is that right? Did you just try and do that?
No, I've had it come up a few times this spring.
When would you have been texting his name?
Guys say, who's going to play center field for the Brewers today? Somebody might text, and I might respond, Neuenhuis, and then it's sent out as nice hips.
I don't believe that.
Well, it's the truth. And Neuenhuis strikes out. Boy, these minor league pitchers for the Giants are impressive today. 1-2-3 inning for Johnson. Training baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Great to have you with us today. The Giants lead the Brewers 1-0. And our Miller Lite, what's on tap? The original light beer. It's Miller time. And you see the Brewers TV schedule coming up. Texas tomorrow, Colorado Saturday, and then we're back on the air on the 16th against the Chicago White Sox next week. Good to be back with you, partner. It's our first telecast since the last game of the year last year.
That's right. We did a webcast.
Oh, you know it.
Early in spring.
We're up for a significant award for that particular webcast.
Is that right? What's it called?
It's a major award. New pitcher on the mound for the Brewers is Junior Guerra.
Yeah, third appearance for Guerra. Spent time with the White Sox. He's a veteran.
And he's facing Angel Pagan. Little jam shot. That's going to fall. Base hit. Wasting no time. Pagan, who's just now getting back to playing time. He's only playing in his second game of the spring after off-season knee surgery. He is aboard with a single. Junior Guerra last year.
Yep, very limited opportunities at the major league level with the White Sox. Also spent time in Charlotte in AAA and Birmingham in AA. So I tried to text Kirk Neuenhuis.
Oh yeah, how'd it work out?
It didn't
Did you
say
get nice hips?
It didn't say nice hips. No.
Oh well, what'd you come up with?
It said misuse, humid.
There's a strike from Guerra. So you typed in Neuenhuis.
Yeah.
And it said misuse, humid.
Yeah. Makes no sense, does it?
Well, my smartphone is just a touch smarter than yours, I think.
Maybe each phone kind of like reacts to the user, right?
I think so.
My stuff sometimes doesn't make any sense, and I think that's probably what it thinks I'm trying to say.
Exactly. Those smartphones kind of learn your personality.
I think my phone knew that I would never type in a name that long or a word that long. You ever notice when you text me, it's always a one-word response?
I
yes,
do.
no, maybe.
I notice it takes a little while to respond as well. A little bit of ignoring time. Guerra deals an 0-2. Panic hangs in there.
You shouldn't text and drive at the same time. A lot of times you call me, it's bad timing. Gotta wait.
Spend a lot of time in the car these days, right?
Oh yeah.
Joe Panic has 2 hits today for the Giants. Doubled and scored the game's only run. That was in the first inning. He singled his last time up. And both have been hit well. Had a line drive double down the right field line in the first. Went to left center with a sharply hit single in the third inning. What a player this guy is. Man, what a find for the Giants. Panic and Matt Duffy, and Giants just keep coming up roses on some of their young players.
Throwing them out. Brandon Crawford. He's turned into one of the best shortstops in the big leagues, Brandon Crawford.
Coming off a career year, signed a big deal with him. Runner at first. Guerra facing Panic, and that'll leave it at 2-2.
Bruce Bochy brought over a lot of his starters today. You don't see that very often in spring, especially this early in spring training. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3.
It always feels to me like an every other day situation for the frontline guys, and then usually it's lined up with the home games. That ball's hit deep right center. Panic going to send one to the wall. Angel Pagan around third. He will score, and Joe Panic has a 3-hit game. This one's an RBI double to make it 2-0 Giants.
Yeah, Guerra got a lot of the play with that pitch. It was supposed to be in, left it over the plate, and Panic. Look at that nice, easy stroke. Not much of a leg kick. Just kind of turns that front foot. That's his trigger mechanism, and hits one hard into the gap. 3 for 3. A run scored, and now an RBI.
And is now scorching hot at the plate after starting the Cactus League schedule 0 for his first 9. Pack him on ice. He's ready to roll. So a run is in on a double. And here's Brandon Belt, who's been hit by a pitch and drew a walk. Both at-bats or plate appearances came against Jimmy Nelson.
Yeah, good to see that he didn't have any issue with that hit by pitch right on the hand. Sometimes those can be disastrous. Stays in the lineup. Looks like he's okay.
Last time up, he showed bunt a couple of times in a sacrifice bunt situation. Swings this time. And Presley got a late start. Makes a terrific catch. That is a tough Sun field out there. And Presley, who lost it, looked like initially, makes up some ground, and a nice catch for the first out of the inning.
I think VR, if he had to do over again, he would have given up on it so quickly. Presley has to get on his horse, able to make the catch as he goes into a slide, and yeah, well done. What a depth perception with the high sky like that. You're not quite sure You know how far it's hit, how far you have to go, because you really don't have any depth perception.
No clouds in the sky, and the left fielder staring right into that sun. So that's a really nice catch. One that'll be routine during the regular season in most big league parks. But you get an extra point for effort in spring training when you make a play like that. Runner at second for Jarrett Parker. In there. 1-1.
Garrett's not a hard thrower. He's average fastball, slider, and a split fingered pitch. You see the defensive pretty much straight away. Gaviar a little bit up the middle.
And now Maldonado on his way out, maybe sensing that Joe Panik picked up on the signs. I don't know if that's common practice in spring training or not, but Maldonado out with a quick visit. No doubt having a conversation in Spanish. Guerra's from Venezuela. Maldonado from Puerto Rico.
And Molly's saying, look, I've been in the big leagues for a while. I put down a sign, you throw it.
Is that what he says? Guerra says, well, yeah, but
I have the baseball.
I'm older than you. Which he is. Guerra's 30. Panik with a double and an RBI. He's at second. One away. Giants are up 2-0. And Panik's been right in the middle of most of the action today with his 3 hits. Panik scored the first run and just drove in the second. Giants have 4 hits. That guy has 3 of them. Junior Guerra. And a 2-1 count. Wave and a miss. Took a little something off.
Look at that split change that he throws.
Did he go? Didn't matter. Called strike anyway.
Right back to it.
Struck him out for the second out of the inning.
And not exactly where you want to leave a split change up in the strike zone like that, but it fooled the hitter. Parker took it and got the call.
So the first strikeout for Guerra. Joe Panik still at second base. And here is Grant Green, who drove in the first run on a ground ball. In there for a strike. Another spinner. Guerra spent a little time in winter ball this year. It's pretty well expected that if you're from Latin America and you are not yet a major league star, that you're counted on to participate in the Caribbean baseball, and you want to. I mean, there's a good chance to make some money, and baseball is pretty much a year-round sport. And this year, Guerra pitched for La Guara in Venezuela. That's been his team all these years. Pretty much every year he has been a pro. He's pitched a winter ball. That ball's deep. Presley got room just in front of the track. And Green is retired, and Guerra with a nice little comeback. Back-to-back hits, including an RBI double by Panik. But retires the next 3. 2-0 Giants. Brewers 2-0 on our Menards scoreboard. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. Hey, a reminder, you can watch the Bucks on the go. Stop by the Fox Sports Go booth outside section 211 at the BMO Harris Bradley Center. That's Thursday, March 17th. Bucks are taking on the Grizzlies that night. You can download the Fox Sports Go app, get a free hat or t-shirt while supplies last. Visit foxsportswisconsin.com. Click on the upcoming events tab for details.
Pitcher hitting third, right?
Good crowd on a Thursday afternoon in Phoenix. Cactus League baseball today. Brian Anderson with Bill Schroeder, our producer and director, Marty Tarr, our great crew here in Arizona, statistician Glenn Preston. Great to have you all with us today. Good to get baseball back on television. Brewers are down 2-0. Reimer Liriano will lead off for the Brewers. And Rockets, a second inning for Chase Johnson, and the Giants pitching. And these aren't the big names that the Giants will be rolling out there this year. They have been impressive.
Yes, they have. Have not allowed a base hit yet. A couple of base runners is it. Throwing a lot of strikes.
Their top pitching prospect, Chris Stratton, started and went 3 scoreless innings. Gave up just 1 walk. His only blemish, had a couple of strikeouts. Mostly groundouts for him. And now Chase Johnson is on. He starts his second inning of work after a 3-up, 3-down 4th inning.
You know, pitching, good pitching is a culture in San Francisco. I mean, it just feeds off itself. I mean, I think everybody down in that minor league organization for San Francisco, I mean, they look at what they have there and with the big league ball club. Just one of those things. I mean, you get the most out of your guys when you have a tradition of pitching like the Giants. It used to be that way with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It is one of the great ballparks in the big leagues. There's a lot of energy in the stadium every night.
Good place to pitch, too.
No doubt. Liriano takes one off the plate. And I know new general manager David Stearns is trying to continue that trend as in Milwaukee, start something new and try to become a consistently winning franchise. Brewers have had their moments, but they'd like to be there every year, much like the Giants, as Liriano draws a walk.
Your ballpark has a lot to do with what kind of pitchers want to pitch in your ballpark. Let's say, you know, free agents. A guy like Johnny Cueto. What better ballpark is there to pitch in San Francisco after you spent your entire career in Cincinnati? I mean, can you think of a bigger contrast in stadiums than those two?
I cannot.
Yeah, I mean,
and all the, you know, 3 of the 5 ballparks in the National League West are the 3 most pitcher-friendly ballparks in the big leagues. San Francisco, Dodger Stadium, especially at night. Petco Park, the home of the Padres.
And you have Arizona, Colorado. But you're right. I mean, it's awfully difficult to get, you know, really top-notch pitching. He's just like a hitter, right? I mean, if you're a big-time home run hitter, I mean, do you want to be in San Francisco? I'm not sure. I guess the winning culture is there. That has a lot to do with it. There's David Stearns.
Presley. And a 1-1 count. And David, he does bring a lot of enthusiasm and hard work. And it's an interesting kind of information flow, too. I think it's, I don't know the best way to put it other than it's very statistics oriented on one hand, but it's very matter of fact. This is what we have. This is what we think we are. As Presley keeps on hitting. Man, this guy, he is opening up some eyes here this spring. David Stearns liked him as a member of the Astros last year. That's where Stearns came from. And he's given him a chance here in spring training with the Brewers, and he is making the most of it.
Good contact hitter, and he can really cover a lot of ground in the outfield. Got some big league experience. There's a lot to be said for that experience in the outfield. That's a nice stroke. Just slaps it in left field. Doesn't try and pull it. And packs a punch once in a while. We saw him hit a home run. That big fly yesterday, was it, or the day before?
No, day before against the
White Sox.
It's the White Sox. Now David Stearns and his assistant general manager Matt Arnold hard at work, and this is a busy time for general managers and all the scouts under them. Brewers have scouts in every other ballpark here in the Cactus League. Some of the information on David Stearns: spent a little time with the Indians. He worked in the Major League Baseball offices as well, the commissioner's office, and replaced Doug Melvin last year, September. This is his first full off season, and comes to Milwaukee from the Houston Astros as their assistant GM. So a big step, and just turned 31. Enjoyed getting to know David. We've done a lot of work. You know, you and I both have done a lot with him this off season, and he's been busy trying to get to know the community, and as the front man of the organization, important to do that.
Good people around him.
I think it's easy to typecast David Stearns as an analytics guy, but I don't think that's necessarily the case in talking to him. Yes, he is an Ivy Leaguer, and he's very young, and there is that background. There's the analytics background, but it's not, by his own admission, that's hardly what he's all about.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be typecast that way, just being solely into the computer and the numbers. A lot more to it than that. It's part of it. Bigger part of it now in these days than it ever has been before, but still, you still need your personal, your scouting, all aspects of the game go into making decisions, not just the numbers.
Most of the analytics that on his side of the fence is for projections. What kind of player will this guy be as Maldonado strikes out? So the runners at first and second. Maldonado, a strikeout victim. That's a nasty looking sinker.
Yeah, right under his hands. You saw Maldonado as he walked back telling Rivera, motion with his hands. He's got a good sinker. Swung right over the top of it.
First out of the inning, 9-hole hitter Yadiel Rivera now.
Maldonado about 2 inches, 3 inches above that baseball. That's a good pitch.
Yeah, Maldonado's a pretty good low ball hitter as well. Brewers with 2 on. They're down 2-0 to the Giants here in the 5th. Trying to get some runners on the move. Yadiel Rivera is one of those guys. If he shows he can handle the bat and handle big league pitching, and the book's still out on that right now, but he is a fantastic defender. Had home runs on Saturday and Sunday. That's down the line, slicing foul. Hit it right on the barrel, but sliced it foul. That would have had a chance to clear him.
And that's the thing, hitting it where it's pitched. He's hit a couple of home runs, one to tie a game, a walk-off home run. And to give the Brewers a win here at Maryvale. He did that on television.
That was, on the webcast, I think. That was against Cleveland.
Was that a webcast? That was TV, I think.
Well, this is our first television game.
My second.
Your second. Rivera into center, right on a line. Blanco fires to second. And the runner is back. So 2 outs. Tough at bat for Rivera.
You're right. You're right, by the way. I get used to. I get tired of saying that at work and at home. You're right, by the way. Well done.
I really enjoyed that.
You remember that? You remember the home run?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've seen so many games down here.
I know. Well, that's the thing. You've been here every day from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and all the games you've seen, they all start to run together.
Yep, it was a webcast, like I said.
Well, it took 5 innings for the, you're right, to come up. I appreciate that. I was actually doubting myself a little bit.
I admit when I'm wrong. I do that a lot.
VR, a shot through, a base hit. And around third, on his way home, Liriano will score. Snap throw to third, safe there as well. And the Brewers are on the board. It's an RBI single. Jonathan VR puts Milwaukee on the scoreboard.
And another guy just trying to put the bat on the baseball. This time VR able to find a hole in the right field, and with 2 outs, Ed Cedar sending Liriano. It's a nice stroke into right field, and the Brewers have something going with 2 outs. Presley able to get all the way around to third base. They had a play at second base had they thrown there to end the inning.
Good base running by VR. He moves up on the throw. And now Flores. Second and third, 2 outs. Brewers down a run. Okay, these are meaningless games as far as standings and whatnot in the exhibition schedule, but these are huge at bats for guys like VR and Flores, Presley. You can bet they are in full midseason grind mode right here. These are the ones that leave a mark.
Yeah, these guys aren't in the game just to get their stroke down. They need some results, and VR able to stay back nicely on a curveball and bang it into right field. Takes a look around third base to see if he's going to score. And the Brewers a base hit away from taking the lead.
Giants scored in the first, added 1 in the top of this 5th inning. And a 2-out RBI single by VR has set him up in the bottom of the 5th. Johnson deals, and Flores fouls it away. He's a little late. See what he has in mind here. 0-2 count on Flores. He's able to lay off. Ramon has kind of been on the fringe. Finally pushed his way to the big leagues last year. He's only 24. He got in 12 games with the Yankees last year. So this is a big opportunity for him this season. He's got 3 hits already this spring. Playing in his 5th game.
Yeah, Brewers are the only other organization that he's played with other than the New York Yankees. He's signed with the Yankees. Been there for a while. Now a chance with Milwaukee.
Playing first base today, an outfielder by trade. Ooh, just missed. It was 0-2. Flores has worked it even. 2-2. 2 men are on. And now 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Be a good time for him right here.
Well, should be a hittable pitch here. 3-2. You do have a base open at first, but Lucroy's next. And Flores fouls it away.
Yeah, had a good one to hit, didn't he? Right down the middle. Looked like it'd have a shot with the bases loaded. Darnell Cole's getting in his work as usual over there in the chair.
And number 11 back there, the Brewers hitting coach. With Lucroy waiting to hit next. Brewers down a run. And Flores, what an at-bat here. In the minor leagues, Flores has a career batting average of .275. Never really hit for power. Most home runs he ever hit in the minor league season, way back in A-ball, he hit one year, went for 11 homers. He's a slap hitter, spray hitter, mostly to the opposite field. And he'll typically give you a good at bat. Low strikeouts.
Yeah, put it in play, give yourself a chance, right?
Full count. He's fighting. Long battle here.
There have been a number of pitches in this at bat that he'd like to have back. He'd like to have a chance, another swing at him. Johnson's giving him some pitches right down the middle. This has not been able to center on one.
On the ground, gloved over there at first by Green, who's in for Brandon Belt, and that will retire the side. Saved a couple of runs there. Inning is over, but the Brewers score on a Jonathan VR 2-out RBI single. 2-1 Giants. The Brew Crew and the Giants spring training baseball today from Phoenix, Arizona. 2-1 Giants. Brewers just scored in the bottom of the fifth inning. Hey, you can get your capes ready for Superhero Night at Miller Park. It's presented by Quick Trip on Saturday, April 30th. The Brewers take on the Marlins that day. Fans who purchase a Superhero Night special ticket package will receive a Jonathan Lucroy Superhero bobblehead. For tickets, visit brewers.com/theme nights. And a couple of changes for the Brewers as we head to the sixth inning in a 2-1 game. And more changes will be coming shortly. But on the mound, the Brewers will send up Tyler Thornburg.
Well, Tyler's third appearance here in spring training so far. His numbers a year ago, 24 appearances, a .367 earned run average. It's about as many strikeouts as innings pitched. Tyler's got an excellent chance to make this ball club. If not make it already, he's out of options.
Andy Wilkins will take over at first base, so the day is done for Ramon Flores. Made the final out last inning. And I would imagine more changes to come after this inning. The Brewers typically, and most managers are this way, but you try to get 3 at-bats for your starters. Little chopper, fair ball. And Wilkins will take it to the bag for the out. One away. The Giants pitchers have been so efficient that the Brewers are just now getting into their third plate appearances. VR's 1 for 3 with that RBI double. Flores finishes 0 for 3. One away for Kelby Tomlinson. His third at bat in the air, and Maldonado. Boy, he's quick out of that You know, he's amazing how quick he is now. He's not fast, but he's very quick.
Yeah, he's got quick feet. And you can just see that when he throws to the bases. I know he jumps rope on the beach back at home in Puerto Rico.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I asked him about that today. I said, hey, you know, you look really good. You lost some weight. Yep.
Ground ball to Hill. Is that how you started the conversation?
Oh, we have a great relationship. You know, I can talk to him in certain ways that most people can't.
Hey, Marty, you lost a little weight.
No, I
you,
said to him, we were down there, he was down there around, I said, you look really good, man. He says, you lost some weight. I said, pick a guy off the bases for me. He says, no, not today. Too many scouts. I don't want him to know that I throw to the bases. I said, I think you're a little late for that.
I think you're right.
I think everybody knows you like to pick guys off. But you're right. He's got very quick feet.
Maldonado's already cut down a couple of would-be base stealers. He has a cannon for an arm. Thornburg, 2 quick outs here facing Andrew Susek. So anyway, the jumping rope on the beach.
Yeah.
Does that lead to quick feet or the loss of weight, or both?
Both. You ever done it?
I've never have. I don't really live close to a beach, except Pewaukee Beach, and that's not available this time of year.
Back in your boxing days, maybe?
I can't say I've jumped rope in a while, since maybe like 6th grade PE class.
Yeah. But jumping rope is good for you know, quickening up your feet. I remember doing that back in my early days in the minor leagues.
Oh, is that?
Wasn't very good at it.
Fly ball, center field, well hit. Neuenhuis is back, can't get it. Good effort, but off the heel of his glove. And Susek with a 2-out double. He hit that ball like a bullet. That's a massive outfield, by the way. And Neuenhuis was there. He almost came up with a great catch.
Yeah, it went back nicely. He just couldn't finish it off. Susek gives this one a ride. Pitch out away from him. And that's a big fly to get back out there. Just over the glove, just a little bit. A good job to back up by Alex Presley.
Degree of difficulty extremely high in the Arizona sun. It's going to be the end of the day for Andrew Susek. He'll finish 1 for 3 with that double. And a pinch runner. Gorkis Hernandez will be the pinch runner. Type in Gorkis on your phone, see what the autocorrect does with that.
Okay.
There's a strike to Gillespie.
I got to erase Neuenhuis first, because I didn't actually send that to anybody.
Nice hips. By the way, Rock, tomorrow is Snapchat Day in Major League Baseball. I know you're excited about that. Yeah. That gets by Maldonado, and over to third goes Hernandez.
Now Gorkis.
Yeah, what'd that come up?
For mine it says hotly so. Hotly so, huh?
Fun with autocorrect. That might develop into an ongoing theme here today.
You think?
And the rest of the year. Yep. He's typing in hotly so.
And it'll
Shot
say
foul.
Gorkis. Hotly so to be turned into Gorkis.
Now he's more of a hunt and peck kind of guy. Are you a two-thumb texter, Rock, or are you more of a hunt and peck guy with those giant fingers?
I'm a one hand, but I very often hit 2 letters with them.
I'd really prefer he'd look up from that phone at least before the pitch comes. See the guy in the Pirates game the other day? The dad, the kid who had the phone was sending his mom a picture, and the dad sitting next to him, there was a bat that was flung into the broken bat, and he stuck his hand out there.
Saved him. Yeah.
It was going right for his face. Scary.
Got to pay attention.
2-2.
Tough enough even when you do pay attention to get out of the way from bats and balls as close as the fans are in stadiums these days. Got to be careful.
They are going to extend the netting at Miller Park this year, and they've done it here.
They have here, yeah.
Spring training as well. Gorky's. Connor Gillespie, the Giants' 9-hole hitter. He's up there with 2 outs and a wave and a miss. Down he goes. Curveball from Thornburg. A double with 2 outs, but that's it for Tyler Thornburg. Bottom of the 6th coming. The Brewers coming up. No spring training game for the Brewers would be complete without the famous racing sausages. And it looks like Italian is going to be the winner today. A runaway from the Italian. It's got to be nice and toasty in those outfits. Chorizo is always a fan favorite here in Phoenix. Coming up second today, though, he's got his head hanging low.
He looked quick, too. I don't know what happened.
A few changes for the Giants as we go to the Brewers half of the 6th inning. And a new pitcher on the mound for San Francisco. Joan Gregorio will pitch for the Giants. Tall right-hander on the mound.
Yeah, 6'7", 225 pounds out of the Dominican Republic last year in El Paso, or I should say in the Eastern League. Pitched in Richmond. 3.09 earned run average, 37 games, 9 of those starts.
Giants have made wholesale changes defensively. We'll get them to you at the appropriate time. Jonathan Lucroy's final at-bat of the day. He's the designated hitter today. Lucroy, Aaron Hill, Kirk Neuenhuis. 2-1 Giants. San Francisco got a run in the first, added one in the 5th inning. Joe Panik with an RBI double in that 5th, and then the Brewers scored their run on a 2-out RBI single by the shortstop Jonathan Villar. Brewers have just 2 hits, and they both came last inning. Well, the year that put Jonathan Lucroy in the elite status among Major League catchers 2 years ago. 14 season, hit .301, 53 doubles, set a Major League record for catchers, breaking the record that was set and held by Pudge Rodriguez, Ivan Rodriguez. He broke Yadier Molina's National League record, and then a few days later broke Pudge's Major League record for doubles in a season.
Have all the offense, but for me, he really took the next step as far as a signal caller and just a good, solid defensive catcher that year. Good throw-up percentage. I mean, handles pitchers extremely well and became a leader behind home plate.
A lot of inquiries on Lucroy, and I'm sure David Stearns and the Brewers brass still getting many calls on a catcher like Lucroy. Extremely valuable, and catching is down in the big leagues. The Giants have perhaps the best in the game in Buster Posey, but you get Lucroy and Posey, you're talking about two of the elite guys in all of baseball, and that is a luxury that most teams do not enjoy. Catching is sparse, and everybody's looking to line up one.
It's awfully difficult to get the combination of a very good defensive catcher with a guy that can hit.
Lucroy hits a shot. The new shortstop is Hak Ju Lee. How about that play? Just in the game. The shortstop position's been very busy today, and Hak Ju Lee makes a nice play to get Lucroy on a 6-3 putout.
Yeah, that would never get off the ground a whole lot, and sometimes those are the toughest ones to get after up the middle like that. Yeah, but keep the glove down and spin around and make a nice throw to first base. Defense, defense, defense with this Giants organization.
Strike to Aaron Hill. Boy, Gregorio can bring it. He slings it up there.
Yeah.
So the new shortstop, Hak Ju Lee, you've met him. That is the new third baseman, Christian Arroyo, one of their top young prospects. Trevor Brown is behind the plate now. This is the part of the broadcast where we play Follow the Director. That is Mac Williamson in left field, Rock.
I'm writing it down.
And the new center fielder is Gorkis Hernandez, who came in a pinch run last inning. Aaron Hill lines one to left, right at Williamson. Two hard hit balls, 2 outs to show for it from Lucroy and Hill.
Has a slider right down the middle of the play, but Hill doing a nice job waiting back. Another guy that doesn't take much of a stride. Lifts up the heel and hits a bullet into left field.
Yeah, he'll take that in spring training. Good at bat. Hit the ball hard. And you don't have to run the bases. Kirk Neuenhuis. His third at bat. He has struck out twice, trying to get something in play here. And a little spinner in there for a strike. Nice hips, Neuenhuis. Curse of the autocorrect. Graphics department's on board. Mid-season form. That feels like a screen grab that's going to be on Deadspin shortly.
You think?
There's a backstory to it. Oh, 0-2 to Neuenhuis with 2 outs.
Got a good slider. Yeah, that fastball he slings in there. He's so tall. 6'7". Tall, lanky right-hander. Just slings that fastball in there in the mid-90s, and then a good slider to go with it. A change up in the works.
The angle that you're looking up as a hitter, it's got to be a little bit intimidating, right? He's 6'7". It's another, what, 10 inches?
Yeah.
Coming straight down on you, it would appear. And he got him. Blew it right by him. Neuenhuis strikes out. 1-2-3 inning for Joan Gregorio. Still 2-1 San Francisco. It's the Brewers.
Park. Giants up by a run over Milwaukee, and All Fans Sundays are back for 2016 with a lineup that includes a Ryan Braun home run leader bobblehead, a Greg Vaughn 90s themed bobblehead, a Bob Uecker talking alarm clock, and much more. To see the complete 2016 promotional schedule, visit Brewers.com/promotions.
All right, Rock, we got a whole bunch of changes here as the Brewers go for the line change to the 7th inning. It's 2-1 San Francisco. The new pitcher is Tyler Cravey, sinker baller.
That made 7 starts for the Brewers last year, 14 appearances, a .570 earned run average, and certainly pitched well enough to pick up at least one win. He was 0-8. You see 25 or 35 walks in 42 2/3 innings. EY chasing down a errant baseball in center field.
Shane Peterson joins Eric Young Jr. in the outfield. Shane's in right field as Cravey delivers to Mac Williamson, his first at bat for the Giants. New left fielder is Michael Reed, and they're all new around the horn as well. Garen Cicchini is the new third baseman. Shortstop's Hernan Perez. He came in last inning, but we didn't want to leave him out. The second baseman is Colin Walsh, and Andy Wilkins still at first. Second inning at first base for the bearded one, Andy Wilkins. New catcher is Jacob Nottingham. Looking forward to watching this guy play a little bit. This is the catcher the Brewers got in the Chris Davis deal with the A's. Big time prospect catcher in Oakland system.
Yeah, Brewers like him. John Lucroy had nothing but great things to say about him.
And a called strike 3. Cravey paints the edge for out number 1. Mac Williamson is retired.
Watch the way Nottingham holds it right there for the home plate umpire, Tony Randazzo. They say he can hit and hit a ton. Just has to iron out some things defensively. He'll have time to do that.
Ray Adrianza at the plate. His first at bat. Now the Brewers are blessed. They have one of the great catching instructors in baseball, and that's not just from what you hear from the Brewers camp. That's all around. You talk to scouts and other organizations. Charlie Green is his name, and he is as highly respected as an instructor for catchers as there is. He's done great work. I mean, he's largely responsible for the defensive prowess of Jonathan Lucroy, and Lucroy is the first one to give Charlie credit for that. He really worked with him as a young player.
Very good defensive catcher in his day, and spent a little bit of time with the Brewers as a player.
So the next project for Charlie Green is Jacob Nottingham. That's a good block right there. He is a big man. He is Bill Schroeder size, but
he can hit.
You could hit, man. You're a big leaguer. He turned down a.
He's got that old-fashioned mask, that old-time mask.
Turned down a football scholarship at Arizona. He was a tight end, high-level blue-chip football prospect. Turned it down. Ended up signing with the Astros. Drafted and signed with the Astros, and then they traded him to Oakland, and now here he is with the Brewers. And David Stearns is glad to get him back. Jacob Nottingham. It's got a very Robin Hood kind of feel to it. Adrianza swings, rolls over one. Nice and easy hop for Wilkins. 2 men are out. 2 up, 2 down for Cravey. And the Giants will send up Christian Arroyo.
Tyler with that very good changeup. Locates his fastball, the slider to go with it. Remember that first start he made, right? Against the Cardinals.
Yeah, he was impressive.
A 1-0 loss.
0-8 was Cravey, but he had his moments. He looks like a guy that you could rely on Follow the Brewers all spring. FoxSportsWisconsin.com. All great stories coming out. You're going to like this kid here, Rock. Christian Arroyo. I saw him the other day. He is the Giants' top position player prospect, and he is a hitter. He hit a home run against Cincinnati the other day on a 2-strike curveball, and he launched one about 380 feet to left field. It was impressive. Problem is, there's nowhere for him to play. They're landlocked at the big league level.
Yep. Maybe he can play some first base. Maybe give Belt a rest.
Shortstop by trade. Plays all over the infield, and going to start giving him some reps in the outfield as well, because those who have seen him a lot say the bat's going to play, and he's running out of minor league years. They feel like he's ready to hit in the big leagues. We'll see. Christian Arroyo.
And that's really the only thing that the Giants are looking to get is somebody that bats right-handed that can give Brandon Belt some time. Belt, a left-handed hitter. Well, they're pretty well set. I mean, pitching and position players.
To right field, slicing foul. Giants have their rotation set. Their bullpen is pretty much set. All the positions other than that one bench spot, and that's it. I mean, there just aren't a lot of jobs available for young players or non-roster guys. Very different situation in Milwaukee this year.
And a much different situation for Brewers spring training this year as opposed to last.
Right.
Everything was pretty much set last year for Milwaukee going into spring training. Just had a horrible time getting started in the month of April.
I think that's part of the reason the enthusiasm, the energy of camp is there. You know, there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
Byproduct of that. So Arroyo has worked it full. Let's see what Cravey has in mind. 2 outs. And he rips one right side. That's through for a base hit. Arroyo with a 2-strike hit. Sounded better than it ended up, actually. It kind of looked like he sounded like he hit it hard, but didn't find the barrel.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit jam shot. Either that or down on the end of the bat a little bit, but able to find a hole in the right field.
He's got a powerful swing.
Yeah, he's laughing. He said, hey, I didn't hit it very well, but I'll take the hit.
And here's Jared Parker. 4th at bat for Parker. Two-one San Francisco is playing the 7th inning here at Maryvale. First of our 3 days of Brewers television consecutively. Sponsor weekend this weekend for all the Brewer sponsors. Big hack by Parker. Brewers are going to be on the radio as well all 3 days. Actually, the next 4 days on the Brewers radio network. The Hall of Famer Bob Uecker back at it this year. That's when it really sounds like summer, when you hear Bob Uecker on the radio.
Yeah.
Ueck's doing great. He's excited about the season. He's got a new partner this year. Jeff Levering is the number 2 man. Joe Block taking a job with the Pirates. We wish Joe the best. Jeff Levering doing a great job. And Lane Grindle is the new number 3 man on the radio side. You'll be hearing a lot of Lane. He's back on the air Sunday. Welcome him to the fold as well. Good guy, good broadcaster. Parker strikes out. Cravey with a couple of punch-outs. And a scoreless 7th inning. Stretch time at Maryvale. The Brewers are down a run.
It's up 2-1 over the Brewers as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here at the ballpark, and this season the Brewers have added even more season seed holder appreciation days on 25 select games. Brewers season seed holders will receive 25% off concessions and merchandise, plus early access to Miller Park to watch the Brewers take batting practice. For details, go to brewers.com/SSH. SSH means season seed holders.
Oh, thanks for clearing that up.
/SSH.
I get it. Full service analyst, Bill Schroeder. Bottom of the 7th coming up at Maryvale. Sunny day in Phoenix. Beautiful day. One of the things I love about this ballpark, though, there's plenty of shade for the fans. The new pitcher for the Giants is one of their young prospects, Tyler Beatty, on the mound. Shane Peterson, his first at bat, a pop-up in the Sunfield. And one away. Hak-Ju Lee making that play. So we're getting to see today two of the Giants' top young pitching prospects, Chris Stratton, who pitched well across 3 innings, and Tyler Beatty.
Tyler Beatty was the #1 draft choice in 2014 out of Vanderbilt University. 6'4", 205 pounds. Big dude.
Michael Reed, his first plate appearance. Yeah, the Brewers pitching coach this year, Derek Johnson, Vanderbilt pitching coach. That's where he made his name with guys like David Price. A mechanics guru is the book on DJ Derek Johnson.
And has a unique way, according to Craig Counsell, of getting to each and every one of his pitchers. Not the same, delivery to every pitcher, but I mean every message is pretty much the same. I mean, pitching coach to pitching coach, and it's just some guys have a way of delivering the message that really sinks into athletes, pitchers, hitters, those types of things. And Craig Counsell very impressed by the way Derek Johnson can get into the head of his pitchers.
So 2 outs. Peterson and Reed go down in order. And now we're going to get a look at Jacob Nottingham, the young catcher. And these are big at-bats for Nottingham. He's not going to make the big league roster to start the year. He's still a work in progress, but the Brewers staff very anxious to put him in the Major League Stadium for spring training and see what he can do. He is a hitter. He's got a lot of power. I tell you, you go through some of Jacob Nottingham's minor league at-bats, and you can pull up a lot of those on MILB.com. He's got power all fields, especially right center. I was talking to Craig Counsell just before games started, the day before games began, March 1st, or March 3rd rather, and he said this guy has eye-opening batting practice. Looks like he belongs. What Counsell called big league BP.
Yep, 6'3", 230 pounds.
And a little flare. Going to be run down. Nice catch out there in the grass by Adrianza to end the inning. 1-2-3. The Brewers go in order. 2-1 Giants. We're headed for the 8th at Maryvale. Thursday afternoon in Phoenix, just the way spring training should be. A lot of Giants fans here coming over from Scottsdale, and their team has a lead over the Brew Crew, 2-1. Jonathan Lucroy got 3 at-bats in today, 3 plate appearances, had a walk, was 0 for 2, hit the ball sharply, and a day well spent. Lucroy's out, most of the backups are in, a lot of the minor league players. Well, Lucroy playing again. Ryan Braun will be playing shortly, probably by next week. So, Rock, here we go to the 8th inning. And that fella just couldn't quite make it.
Not a bad option, though.
Well, he's up. He's ready. Because he heard David Goforth was in. The new Brewer pitcher.
And he was wondering how many appearances Goforth made last year with the Brewers. It was 20.
He was wondering that. You're right.
An ERA at 4. He had a 1-0 record.
Grant Green at the plate for San Francisco.
Another hard thrower for the Brewers. Goforth was up and down quite a bit last year. There's those numbers we were talking about. Just about as many strikeouts as innings pitched. Did not allow a home run.
From Ole Miss, David Goforth. Spent his offseason in Austin, Texas this spring. He was in Austin working out with his Brewers teammates, Taylor Youngman and Corey Knebel. Grant Green started as the designated hitter. Now he's the first baseman. So wherever that spot is in the lineup for Bruce Bochy, not exactly sure what he's going to do with it, but it doesn't really matter in the spring.
Right.
No balls, 2 strikes.
A good slider from Goforth. Goforth really put together some good outings, although there were some outings last year where he struggled mightily. You saw that opponent batting average. A lot of that damage came in a handful of those 20 appearances. Some really good outings and some rough ones last year.
And he's part of that group to see who will emerge. You know, you have so many young players, so many guys who are coming to the big leagues for the first time or have brief stays in the big leagues that you figure there's going to be some guys that we don't even know about now. They're going to emerge as great talents. You hope so. That's what the Brewers are counting on, is Goforth blows it right by Green for the strikeout.
Yeah, that's mid-90s, mid to upper 90s, that fastball. Let's go along with the slider.
Hey, a reminder, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Milwaukee Brewers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Milwaukee Brewers. A strike to Trevor Brown. Now the Giants catcher. This is another guy the Giants are thinking about. Of the few positions available, they might decide to carry a third catcher, and that would be Brown. He'd be the front runner anyway.
Yeah, that would allow Posey to go over to first base a little bit more often, and Ladd have to go back there in the event of a pinch hitter.
So then you'd have a Belt-Posey combo at first base.
Yep,
that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I mean, Bochy's not asking, but
then you're carrying a third catcher, right?
That's my endorsement. Hard hit ball to center. Eric Young Jr. makes a catch. Boy, that sun was beaming off those glasses. Nice play out there.
Why don't you text Bruce?
You know, I think I might.
What would Bochy come up with in spell check?
Autocorrect? Let's give it a try, Rock. Should be fun.
I may or may not give the answer.
Here's Hak-Ju Lee now for Bochy, his young shortstop. In a 1-run game. How long does it take you to type Bochy?
I was texting somebody else.
You got distracted?
I did.
Sorry.
It's easy. I apologize. It's niche. Niche. You know, everybody has his niche.
Yeah.
Bochy, in autocorrect, is N-I-C-H-E.
Okay.
I didn't know you needed it right away.
Well, I mean, we were talking about it, and then there was this really awkward pause, and a couple of pitches went by. And we're all just kind of waiting for you to.
You know, I hit Bochy and like 3 letters popped up.
Paid a few bills over there.
Yeah. I told you sometimes it's tough for me to just, when I hit a B, to just have a B pop up.
It's more like a B and an M and an O.
All kinds of stuff. It's like 3 letters.
Hak-Ju Lee in a 1-2 count. And he got him.
Nice.
Nasty. David Goforth with the hammer. And a nice tidy 8th inning for Goforth. 1-2-3 they go. The Brewers are running out of outs. They're down 2-1. They head to the bottom of the 8th. on. The Brewers are coming up. Bottom of the 8th inning. Cactus League Baseball today. And we remind you that Fox Sports Supports congratulates Girls on the Run. 20 years of encouraging girls to activate their limitless potential and boldly pursue their dreams. Register now for the Girls on the Run Greater Milwaukee Spring 5K. And you can visit foxsportswisconsin.com. Click on the upcoming events tab for details. The sausages will be there for that. They might even be running in the 5K. They're in really good shape. Well, they will be by then anyway. Bottom of the 8th we go. Colin Walsh will lead off for Milwaukee. Now in the game at second base. And the new pitcher is Hunter Strickland.
Yeah, this guy can bring it. He's got a good fastball. 55 games last year for the Giants. And a 245 earned run average. You can see the strikeouts and innings pitched and a 3-3 record.
And a bullet back up the middle. Colin Walsh with a single, and there's the tying run here in the 8th. So a good start for the Brew Crew.
Now it's the guys that know that they have made the ball club that sometimes struggle early in spring training. Just trying to get their work in. Strickland certainly in this bullpen for San Francisco, and also able to hit a screamer right back at him into center field.
Here's Hernan Perez, his first at bat. Hernan, a much slimmer version of him than we saw last year. He's down 20 pounds.
He's had a really good right field stroke going down here so far.
Yesterday, Perez homered in the 6th inning of a game against Kansas City. Helped the Brewers come back. That inside-out swing. There's a lot of Miguel Cabrera in his swing. Not all the way, of course. He's not nearly the hitter. But there's a lot of Miguel Cabrera influence with Hernan Perez and all those years with the Tigers. The approach, the swing.
Not many like Miguel Cabrera in the history of the game.
Oh, and he's still doing it at a very high level with the Tigers. Hernan, good utility man. He's a shortstop by trade as well. Can play all over. Swing and a miss. Snap throw is late, but a strikeout at the plate.
Yeah, Strickland, a guy that can touch 100 miles an hour from time to time. And he got Perez chasing one out of the strike zone.
So that'll bring up Andy Wilkins. Wilkins is having a nice spring training when you need it. Ground ball. Wow, look at that thing. Hug the ground. A little top spinner there. Second base turns into a double play. And a nice easy inning for Hunter Strickland after a leadoff walk. To the 9th we go. Giants are up.
Today.
Well, 2-1 Giants as we head to the top of the 9th inning, and the Brewers are asking students from across greater Milwaukee to create a commercial with a positive message designed to help strike out bullying. The winning entry will receive a grand prize, which includes a visit from a Brewers player, as well as tickets, Brewers apparel, and transportation to a game at Miller Park. The contest will run until April 25th. For more details and to submit an entry, go to brewers.com/beyond the diamond. Good cause right there.
Indeed. Here we go to the 9th. Ariel Pena is on the mound for the Brewers. Came up last year. He came to the Brewers in the Zach Greinke deal. He and Gene Segura, part of that deal.
He's a starter, a reliever. They had to make some starts toward the end of the minor league season down in AAA and made some starts with the Brewers. 2-1 last year in Milwaukee in 5 starts and a 42 earned run average. Well, they'd like to see Ariel come up with a 3rd pitch. He's got a good fastball, slider, and I'd like to see him come up with either a curveball or a changeup.
He's facing Gorkys Hernandez in the 9th inning. Giants lead at 2-1, and that score has been on the board since the 5th. Giants got a run in the 1st, scored in the 5th, and then the Brewers answered with one in the bottom of the 5th. Nothing but 0 cents. Only 9 hits today. The Giants have 6 hits, and Joe Panik had 3 of them, including an RBI double in the 5th. And Panik scored the 1st run for the Giants. Hard to believe that was 4 seasons ago almost, that trade with the Angels. Zach Greinke for Gene Segura, Johnny Hellwig, and Ariel Pena. Segura now with the Diamondbacks. Talking about him as a utility player this year. He's not going to be the everyday shortstop. Brewers got Chase Anderson in return, so they got a starting pitcher in that Segura deal, trading from a position of strength.
Yeah, Brewers very deep in shortstop. So you get a starting pitcher that you were looking for. Good move.
Back up the middle, a base hit. Hernandez is on with a single. And for the Giants, their 7th hit today. First for Hernandez. And here's Ryan Lawless. First at bat for Lawless. What was the highest number you ever wore in a spring training game?
69. My first number. That was in Sun City. I actually have a baseball card with that number on it.
No kidding.
Yeah. And I know I've told this story many times.
Nottingham's throw is short hopped in. And a stolen base for Hernandez.
That year Harvey Keene was manager. I had wore number 69 and I had the locker right next to the door. I mean literally right next to the door.
Is this 82?
This was
or 83 after the World Series year, or was it?
It was 83.
83.
Yeah.
And that was the year you came up.
Got to the big leagues.
So the first year you were in big league camp was also the same year you made it to the big leagues. That had to be a little intimidating walking into that clubhouse.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier today. I mean, I went into a big league clubhouse. My first game that I played in Texas, you had Molitor, Yount, Fingers, and Sutton. They had 4 Hall of Famers.
And they're just coming off a World Series.
And a lot of fringe Hall of Famers in there, you know?
Right. Pena in a 1-1 count. Ryan Lawless at the plate.
Actually, my first spring training was 82.
Oh, so this was the 82 team that you were...
Right. Got sent down. And came up midway in 83.
I see. What number did you wear in '83 then?
I don't remember. I think I went down slowly. Something like 63.
1-2 pitch. Down he goes. Lawless strikes out. Out number 1 with a runner at second base.
But in Sun City, the clubhouse, it's not like the nice clubhouse they have here where you have your door and then there's a nice carpeted hallway and then you expose yourself to the outside. Yeah. This was like this big iron doors, like a barn door, where the door would be open halfway. I'd be getting dressed and there'd be fans hanging out right outside. So a little bit different than what they have now.
Can't tell the players without a scorecard.
Right. No kidding.
There's a swing and a miss. Mac Williamson, the pitch gets by Nottingham. And over to third goes Hernandez.
I would actually have to, after showering, grab my clothes and move to a different part of the clubhouse in order to have a little bit of privacy from the general public.
I see. And otherwise, you expose yourself. I mean, you really expose yourself to the fans.
Right, yep.
If you really want the fans to get to know you in a special way.
Overexposed.
In a way that very few know you.
Right.
Thank goodness for that. 0-1 pitch. Inside.
I haven't always looked like this. There were better days.
Misses inside. 2-1 to count. Brewers have their infield in here. Trying to cut off the run with 1 away. 2-1 game. Ariel Pena on for the 9th. And a shot. That's fair. And that'll get a run in. Extra bases for Mac Williamson. He drives in a run with a double. And the Giants lead it 3-1. Drawn in infield or not. That was going to be an extra base hit from the start.
Yeah, getting a little bit too much to the plate that time, and that was a nice piece of hitting right down the line to get that insurance run. That's where that third pitch comes in for Ariel Pena. Yeah, keep a guy off, something off speed. And you got the fastball, you got the slider, both pitches pretty firm. Need something to keep him honest, to slow that bat down a little bit.
So a runner at second with 1 away. Giants are up 3-1 now. Adrianza, right field. Long run for Peterson. He's got it for the out. Tagging and advancing is Williamson. 2 outs. Nice running catch by Shane Peterson. Another guy who has lost significant weight.
Makes some good routes to the baseball. We saw him make some very nice plays in the outfield last year at the big league level. Able to run that one down in a gap.
Two gone. Here's Christian Arroyo. Trying to strand that runner at third.
Peterson not taking a false step, angling back right away, and made it look easy out there in the right center.
Boy, he covered a lot of ground. Shane Peterson, another guy who's playing a little bit of first base. Trying to get some reps over there. Counsell looking for a left-handed option to, it's not necessarily to be in a strict platoon with Chris Carter. Carter's going to play most days, but when you make a move and you're maybe trying to add defensively, or you need to make a double switch, you want to have guys who can play multiple positions, and that's one of the spots. Little flare out there in foul territory to end the inning. Pena gives up a run. RBI double by Mac Williamson sets us up for the bottom of the 9th. Brewers are down 2, and their final at bat coming. for the Brew Crew here in the bottom of the 9th inning. They trail the Giants 3-1. Maryville Baseball Park, our Columbia St. Mary's game summary. A passion for patient care. Columbia St. Mary's. Giants just got one added to their lead, an insurance run in the 9th on a Mac Williamson RBI double. The lone Brewers run came in the 5th. It was a 2-out RBI single off the bat of Jonathan Villar, the shortstop. Jimmy Nelson started today. He went 2+2 batters, gave up 2 hits and 1 earned run. And Craig Counsell's team, minus a couple of runs here, in danger of losing their 4th straight. Started 4-0-1. And now at 4-3-1 in the Cactus League. Josmil Pinto is at the plate for the Brew Crew. Getting a late at bat. New pitcher for the Giants is Mike Broadway.
Yeah, another big dude. Broadway 6'5". Giants have trotted out some pretty big guys in that mound today. Broadway pitched in the minor leagues for the Giants last year. Also had 21 appearances for the big team.
They've gotten great work from the mound today. Started with their prospect right-hander Chris Stratton, who went 3 scoreless. Broadway slings it in. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Brewers Rangers right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Hope you'll join us. Josmil Pinto at the plate. And a 3-1 is up and in. Ball 4. Went with a 3-1 breaking ball. With a 2-run lead. We'll chalk that up to working on stuff.
Right. Well, he's got a good sinking fastball. He's got some pretty good velocity. Talking to himself, actually pretty upset with himself right now. Lead off walk with a 2-run lead. He's a 2-pitch pitcher, the fastball and the slider. How about a bloop and a blast? You for that?
I'm in. I'm in. Garen Cicchini will bat for the first time. Came in to play third base for Aaron Hill. Player the Brewers got from the Red Sox. Claimed him on waivers from Boston. Now, one time a very highly touted third base prospect with the Red Sox has had some throwing problems. They're actually looking at him a little bit at first base. Excellent defender. Garen Cicchini, or Cicchini I should say, and Will Middlebrooks, all trying to make a bid for the big league roster.
Yeah, that bench is wide open right now. If you look at where the Brewers are set, center field and the bench. Maybe a spot or two in that bullpen.
Two and 0 the count on Cicchini. Another man on. The Brewers will bring the go-ahead run to the plate. Down 2 here in the 9th. And a double play ball. 4 to 6 to 3 it goes. 2 outs, 1 swing of the bat.
That second double play turn by the Giants today. You see that heavy sinker got Cicchini on the ground on a 2-0 count.
So the Brew Crew down to their last out. And it'll be Eric Young Jr.
Oh. Hey. Oh. There you go.
Ewad Jr. Another guy trying to make the team. Playing in his 7th game. He's been hitting. Has 5 hits in his 12 at-bats here in the Cactus League. That is driven high in the air. Too high to carry, though, and that'll do it. Giants win it. A final of 3-1. Well, Rock, all in all, well-played game. I think everybody got their work in. Brewers drop one to the Giants, but we got to see a lot of the young prospects today.
Yeah, they seem to be coming along. I mean, very slick fielding defense up the middle with some of these young players, and no surprise that you get a low-scoring game against the Giants. But overall, a good game. Nobody got hurt. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Let's do it. Special thanks to our producer-director, Marty Tarr, and our great crew here in Phoenix. We'll do it all over tomorrow. Cactus League Baseball coming your way against the Texas Rangers tomorrow. The Brewers will host the team from the American League West. Our final score, the Giants 3, the Brewers 1. For Bill Schroeder, I'm Brian Anderson, our statistician Glenn Preston. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. 2 o'clock Central Time. So long.